Hello and welcome to Shifting Tones, the podcast with shifting formats and nerdy tones. Today I am hosting Lorissa. That is my name. It is I. Yes, it is me you hear. And I will be co-hosted by my lovely husband, Samuel.
That's me. Hi, I'm husband.
Yes. And my great friend, Spiffy Steffi.
Hello. I don't know why.
Weird.
I don't know why I said it like that.
Little
but
elf
hi.
creature.
Mm-hmm. And it's been quite a while since you've heard my voice in particular, because I wasn't even in the last episode recorded. I am basically recovered. And not to bore you guys with sickness talk, I did have the COVID. It was the first time I had it. I managed to survive for 4 years, so it's not 2020. No one cares anymore about it, but I was sad that it took 4 years for me to get it, and it sucks. But you all know that. So what's been going on with you guys? Because I've just been recovering. That's my
Sounds
life.
like Steph has it. I just heard a cough.
I took a drink of water. And
Oh, boy. She's dying.
No, that was such bad timing. I took a sip of water, and I was like, ugh. Okay, other than water problems and not being able to drink properly, things have been good. I've been busy.
Like what?
Busy,
Doing what,
busy.
Steph?
Teaching the youth of America.
Molding the minds.
Yeah. No, that, and I've been editing a lot recently, so that's been really nice. Been feeling good about it.
Nice. Yeah, any new videos coming out soon?
Well, I released one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, and then I have another one I'm working on, so I'm hoping to have that within 2 weeks is the goal.
That's so exciting.
Gotcha. And when did you record that one? Because I know sometimes you record like months in advance.
Yeah, that one I probably recorded like 2-3 weeks ago.
Not too far.
No, but sometimes I'm so slow with editing, and then sometimes I just get lazy and I'm like, ugh. But then sometimes I have like big bouts of inspo, and I'm like, boom, edit, and I get a lot done. So I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, I totally feel that, because my my art Instagram has been kind of dead for the last 2 or 3 months, so I totally know what you mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
I guess the other thing is that 2 days ago we had our official 10-year of being together, me and my husband. Like from I guess like the dating anniversary. Sure. I know it's like now that I'm married, it's like people are like, no, you don't celebrate that. But I'm like, I don't know, it's fun because it's like it's an official like 10 years.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
That you guys have been actually
start
together.
Over on day one when you get married. That's silly.
No, you start over.
To be fair though, if you were to ask Lorissa, hey Lorissa, when did we first start dating? She would have zero idea. Thank goodness I've got the memory stuff.
It's in spring of 2017. Which month? Couldn't tell you, but that's what I know.
I'm going to keep it a secret from you, so you don't know. Yeah, I mean, dates are important like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating that anniversary.
Just ignore me and my bad memory with dates. That's my problem.
And Pico.
Yeah, I'm sorry about him.
That's okay. That's all your small talk stuff? That's all you got?
Well, it was,
What about big talk? You got any big talk? Medium talk?
The big talk was that, for said anniversary, we found, a shopping mall that was somewhat nearby, and it actually had a whole bunch of, claw games that were, like, from Japan.
Oh, nice.
So we played those. I will say I won every single prize from the claw machine. So I actually won my husband like 2 prizes. He couldn't get anything.
I'm terrible at them, so I'm like legit surprised. Like,
what a loser.
Yeah,
what's the trick?
You just gotta be, I don't know, careful. You have to kind of line it up like off skew, because sometimes the claw machines, they'll twist when they come down. So you don't want to have it like perfect to how it's aligned as it's hanging up top, because as it drops down, it'll most likely twist a little bit. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it.
I love claw machines. I've been obsessed with them since I was a kid. And there's so many different kinds. Yeah, like there's the ones that like turn and twist as they're coming down. Those are usually like the not as great ones, because there's ones now that have like rubber tips on the end. But then a lot of the Japanese ones are just like a 2-prong claw, because there's usually just like one big prize in there. That's all you have to get, because then they'll replace it. You know, it's a big box or a big teddy bear or something like that, and it comes down. It's just like, yeah, as long as you hover over it correctly, you should get it. Like, for the most part. And then there's the Japanese ones that push it too. Like, you have just one arm that's not like a claw, and it just pushes it over to the side.
Yeah, so this had like a bunch of them, like the big ones, medium-sized ones, and it also had like the little mini claw ones, which are fun.
Oh, yeah, those are cute.
We spent probably like a good hour just like playing games and stuff. It was fun.
No,
It reminded us of being in Japan, so that was really nice.
We don't have any cool arcades by us.
No, we don't. But what was your best prize you won?
I won like a pretty big, cute shark.
Oh.
It's pink. I think they're called samehas.
Okay,
I believe
yeah.
it's like a little brand of shark they have, but it was cute.
When do we get to name it?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
Maybe our next game show themed episode. We'll think about it.
Yeah.
enough.
What about you guys? What's up with you? Other than, sickness, I guess.
Right. Yeah, Sam, catch us up.
Yeah, so I don't have anything personal in my life to catch up on, but I have in my phone, I made podcast small talk, little note. So I have four points I want to hit on today. Number one, I hate ads or videos where people are purposely bad at games/apps to try to get you to click on it to download.
It's because it works.
Like, right, and that's like my beige flag is like, I look at those videos and I'm like, oh, those idiots. I know I can win that game and do better than them. How are they so stupid? And I'm like, nope, that's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to get the ads. Or like, it's an ad on like, I don't know, social media or whatever. They're like, I play this game that people say are fake, and look at this, I'm winning. And I'm like, it is a fake game, and you're just saying this to try to get me to download it, and I hate it. It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
What kind of ads are you? I never get those.
It's just like, it's a social media ad, like, regardless if it's on like, usually on like Reels or TikTok or something like short form, like YouTube Shorts. It's not going to be on like actual YouTube usually.
Okay.
Number two, sneaker culture.
What? Oh, we have some pretty big sneaker people in our family, so explain.
Right, so I find it very interesting, and I've been getting a lot of sneaker culture content lately in my social media that I've been watching, because I just find it so interesting, because I'm like, okay, it's kind of similar to trading cards or anything else that's collectible, where it's like, well, this is weird that it has this much value, because it's just a shoe that you should use to like put on your feet and walk around in, but some people will spend like thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to just like wear it once, put it in a box, put it on a shelf or in a glass case and never touch it again. I've been watching a lot of sneaker convention stuff where like they'll interview people and they'll say, what's the most expensive sneaker in your collection? Or like, what's the most you've paid for a sneaker? And people are like, $18,000, $6,500, $2,500, $10,000. And I'm like, that's insane. Because like the most I've ever spent on shoes is probably like $60. Because I just wear my shoes. Like, I have, like, a pair of shoes that I wear, like, as far as sneakers go. But I respect the culture, and I think it's really interesting how much it's evolved and adapted. And, like, it's really funny. They go and interview people at these conventions, and they say, what is the worst sneaker of all time? And, like, 90% of the time, people say Panda Dunks. Or So, the Panda Dunks are these just white and black Nikes, and they were really big when they came out, and then everybody bought them, so the price tanked. And so now, because they're affordable as far as Nikes go, people say they're the worst shoe because everybody buys them. But if everybody's buying them and everybody wears them with everything, then aren't they the most popular shoe? Think about that. Okay, point number 3. Oh, wait, did you guys have a comment on sneaker culture?
It sounds like you don't really hate it, so I'm not really sure.
I just wanted to talk about it. I think it's interesting.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that anyone who might be listening, who we know is actually basically living off of sneakerhead culture, you explain yourself if they have questions. So
yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, if you have questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments down below. Number 3, getting approached by a TikToker in public or influencer in the public, that would be horrible.
Oh, you mean like those like interview things?
Yeah, I could not imagine being out and about in my time with like my family or by myself or something like that, like going out eating or shopping like that, and somebody comes up to me with the world's smallest microphone or something stupid, and they're like, sir, for $20, name these 5 things. And I'm like, look, why are you approaching me in public? You're not a game show host. You have 30,000 followers on TikTok. Like, I'm not here to feed your content. I would be so annoyed. I'd be so bothered by it. And I really hope I don't have to deal with it, but it's happening so much more every single day where I'm kind of like fearing that it's going to happen at some point.
But I think all you have to really say is, oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't consent to being videotaped. Just say that multiple times. You just don't give them a time of day if you're really uncomfortable with it. And it's just, that it is what it is. I think it's just yours. Yeah.
There was a day when we first moved into our house. Quick story time. I know this is a Sam episode. We moved into our house and we had people over helping us like paint and decorate and stuff like that. And these 2 guys came to the door and I was like, hello. And they're like, yeah, so, hey, we're going door to door for home security. And we just want to know if you were interested. I said, no, thank you. I'm not interested. And they're like, oh, but sir, you don't even know what we're going to tell you about, with this new deal. And I said, yeah, I do. I'm just not interested. They're like, oh, you know what we're going to tell you? And I said, yep. They said, okay, then tell us about it. Explain to us what we're going to tell you. As if I'm like the bad guy here. And I'm like, no, I don't have time for this. And I just close the door at them.
Yeah.
So deal with it. And then number 4, do you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about that?
No, I mean, I'm just not concerned about it where we live. I don't think we live in a community where that's potentially a problem, but go on.
I know, but I worry about it every day. It's in the back of my head. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to walk out my door and there's just going to be somebody there. Sir, for $1, name the 10 countries in southern Asia. I don't know.
To be fair, anytime you're outside, you're walking Pico, and if you've heard our lovely little guest in the background, he'll make sure they walk away, so don't be too concerned.
Absolutely. Number 4, I find it interesting, and I get a little joy out of looking at the top donors of a GoFundMe. I know that's random, but sometimes if somebody posts a GoFundMe on social media, I go there and I don't actually donate most of the time. I'm just interested in the top donors, which I think is really funny that you can see like kind of like a status symbol, like who donated the most, like who's the big spender here to help Susie get through her like bone marrow transplant or something.
I think it's for tax purposes, but yes, it is fascinating.
Right, like I'll donate if it's a close friend or family member that needs help. But like if I see it on social media, most of the time I won't donate. I feel bad, like sorry, but
wow.
Do you, Steph? Do you donate?
I donate to my kids at school. I actually do.
That's fair. That's fair
because I know them and I know their daily struggles.
Right,
I
a
do
personal
that
connection.
more so. Mm-hmm.
Right,
because for example, not to be like, oh, look at what I'm donating. But we have a field trip coming up, and 2 of the kids, their families can't afford the payment. And I've already told them, like, hey, don't worry about it. I want you to come on this field trip. I'll cover your costs.
Oh, that's so nice.
Like things like that, where it's like, I don't know. I feel like oftentimes, not to be like, everywhere needs money. Let's be honest. Every charity, every person needs money, right? But I feel like schools oftentimes get overlooked.
No, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
With charities
Underfunded
and things.
Completely.
Yeah.
Or they have those things where I know you went to one before, and it's great, but not everyone needs 100 notebooks right away. Like you can put that money to different things other than just school supplies. I feel like that's the thing that everyone
gets
gives
donated.
money to.
Yeah.
Or specifically, if it's a GoFundMe and they've already reached their goal or they've surpassed their goal, especially by a significant amount, I'm like, I'm not even looking at it. I'm not even touching it. They've already reached their goal. They got the money they needed. Like, no offense, I'm not trying to be rude.
No, of course.
Like, I would love to help people. I wish I had the money to help every GoFundMe I saw, but like, I got to think about myself and my priorities. However, if a close family member or friend or somebody I know personally needs the money, absolutely will donate. But I just think looking at the top donors is very interesting.
Yeah, no one really needs a game funded, so I think that's the sort of thing Sam was looking at. And
No. I'm not talking about a Kickstarter. I'm talking about a GoFundMe.
Oh.
I think Kickstarters are very interesting. I would donate to
Fair
it in a
enough.
Kickstarter if it's something I'm interested in that I have no connection to, like a new board game or a new technology or something that I personally would use or buy. I'll donate to the Kickstarter.
Fair enough.
A GoFundMe where somebody's dying? No, probably not necessarily.
That's crazy.
That's wild. All right. So now that we know what Sam did while he was recovering from being sick.
Dang, Sam just like had a little Blue's Clues notepad, just whipped it out and just
I was ready.
boom, boom.
Sam got a little soapboxy when he was sick. He's like,
Well-
you know what, guys? This is annoying.
Normally, when it's like story time or like small talk time, I'm like, yeah, I watched a movie this weekend, and I'm like, I got to come up with something more
Sure.
exciting to get the people involved, to get the crowd going. So there you go.
Wow, did you hear that, Larissa? He thinks our stories and us, we don't get the crowd
know.
going. We're kind of
No,
boring.
my stories personally don't. I'm saying
Sure.
your stories do, because you guys usually talking about like something you actually did that's exciting, and I'm like, I played a video game this weekend, so that's cool.
That's okay. I mean, not to get all sociology on you, but typically, it's not that women are naturally more talkative. It's just like typically men don't learn those sort of social skills that like women learn or forced to learn when they're younger. So it makes sense.
Oh no, I just have a horrible memory. Like I probably did do something exciting this weekend, but I literally just don't remember.
Sorry for intellectualizing there for a second. But now that we know what Sam did while he was sick, I mentioned that I was recovering for the last 2 weeks. And what do you do when you're sick and you can't concentrate and you're dying slowly inside? You watch something that reminds you of your childhood when life was better, everything was sweet and innocent. And so I was like, well, this anime, they started over again, and I want to watch it, but that means I have to finish the original series. And I'm like,
Wait.
darn.
Wait.
So what did I do?
Is it what I'm thinking it is?
Maybe I watched.
Wait. Let Steph guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Is it Fruits Basket?
Oh no, I already finished that.
No! Okay, that's what I was thinking. I heard
No.
remade, and I know you like shoujo, so.
Yeah, no, it's not a remake. They just continued the series, so I couldn't even I have to finish it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it'd be like not watching the original Naruto series and then just going to Shippuden.
Okay.
That you can't do it.
Yeah.
And so no, I've been dreading finishing this because it's a long anime. So I rewatched Bleach.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm
That's a
about
commitment.
135 episodes in.
But you skipped a lot of filler.
I did. There is a whole 40 episode arc of just straight up filler and a couple episodes here and there that are just filler. So I skipped about 50 episodes, I would say.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I wish little me knew what filler was, because that would have been time I would like back. But I watched every single episode, and so I'm about 30 or 40 episodes away from where I stopped the original series, because when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I was obsessed with this show because my friends were watching with it at the same time, and we were really super dorks, and we had our own little role play group where one of us had their own character, and of course I was my favorite Renji.
Bunch of nerds.
And yeah, so I caught up to the Japanese air date.
Wow.
And I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was like, well, shoot. Not only am I caught up to the Japanese air date, the English dub is like 100 episodes behind. I have to figure out how to pirate this without getting a virus on the computer. And now I have to wait at least 2 weeks. Not only do I have to wait for the original Japanese air date, I have to wait for a fan to fan edit sub this.
I see.
Yeah, so I was like, if I want to get one more episode of like maybe 15 minutes of like actual content, because it got to the point where like, you know, the manga was still serializing at the same time, so they had to pad the intro and outro, you know? I was like, I'm gonna have to wait like 3 weeks to get one episode. I'm not doing this anymore. So I stopped.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so in going off of that idea there, I apologize. My brain fog still happening.
From the sickness?
But I figured, well, I watched Bleach. I know Steph's watching One Piece again, and Sam's watched some Dragon Ball while he was recovering too. Why not talk about the big three?
The big
Ooh.
three.
So for anyone who isn't a giant nerd like us, what is the big three? Steph, I'll actually give the legit explanation, but I want to know what you think the big three is that I'm referring to.
I believe it's the big three, like, main shonen characters, like, from kind of like late 90s to maybe around, like, 2011, kind of like that era.
Kinda, yeah.
Is kind of, I think, from those shows that were super big back then, and that's, like, kind of how they got popular, because they were the big characters. Should I list them?
Yeah, so there is some sort of controversy.
Yeah.
There is some debate about what are the big three. So
yeah, we had quite the conversation the other night.
Okay, so it's Goku, Naruto, and Luffy.
What about the anime themselves?
Yeah.
So Dragon Ball Z.
But like that's the big three. I've always heard it like as characters.
Oh no, I've only heard it as shows.
No, I've only ever for
controversy.
Yeah, see, for me, I've always been. It's
Interesting.
I'm more inclined where it's the characters or the big top three. Either way, Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball.
Okay, interesting, because I always knew it as, and I was a big Congoer back when the big three was like an actual thing where it started appearing in the fan culture of anime, specifically in the United States. I always knew it as Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. So, yeah.
I always thought it was Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
We all have different, ideas of it.
Yeah.
Wait, was it different, or Sam? Or did we say the same thing?
What did you say?
No, we were all slightly different.
Really?
Oh wait, did you put Bleach in, or did you put?
No,
One
I didn't.
Piece?
I said One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was like. Wait.
So me and
No,
Steph are on the same page. You're on the wrong page, Lorissa.
No, I'm not. Because I'm gonna look it up real quick because I know what it is, but I just want to.
Prepared.
I
do
from the other night, but I'll let Larissa's the host, so
Yeah.
No, I do. I just wanted to make sure I am quoting the right website.
No, you're good. Like, for me, I think initially Bleach could have been on there, but it definitely, the fandom, and I think a lot of with Bleach, because they messed up the anime a lot, it just kind of died out.
No.
Oh.
I think as far as like quality goes or good anime goes, it should be Naruto, Bleach, and Dragon Ball Z. But because One Piece is just so bad.
No,
it's
that's
so bad.
crazy, Sam. That's crazy because
I've watched the first 3 seasons. It's bad.
That's crazy. I've been having a grand old time.
It's horrible voice acting because Luffy just sounds like dog water.
I love his voice.
And then everyone's drawn goofy and lanky.
That's the
and
whole point.
every character's horrible and just like
That's crazy.
it's just not fun.
Okay, everyone listening, I've been having a grand old time. I have never been spoiled in my whole 29 years on this planet. Somehow, I've never been spoiled on One Piece, and I've been having a grand old time. I've been loving it.
Well, have you watched Bleach? Because that's a grand old time.
Yeah, back in 2008.
Have you finished it?
No.
See?
So I don't know if Larissa's even going to get to it.
No,
However,
I am. I
okay.
am. I was just filling it up. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that I had a website. So this is pretty legit. Like most, if not all of them. I just picked one that was like the official otaku encyclopedia wiki. But if you also read Reddits and CBR.com, all those sort of like otaku gaming sort of websites, they all say the big three are Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece because it is a fan coin term that was for the big three manga/anime that were created during the golden age of shonen during 2006. So,
yeah, apparently, according to these websites, because Larissa and I were looking at it, like Dragon Ball is just
Too
much
old.
older.
Too old,
Yeah, it literally, I think Dragon Ball itself came out in like 86 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Dragon Ball Z finished in 98 maybe or something like that,
Right,
or
like the OG
99.
one.
Yeah. And so like Naruto, One Piece, and and Bleach hadn't even came out yet as anime. So
No.
Because they're all based off of Dragon Ball.
right.
No, they're
absolutely.
not. They're not.
Okay, listen, all the manga artists in some way, shape, or
Sure,
form have been
sure.
shaped by Dragon Ball. It has shaped them as a
No.
manga artist.
Absolutely. And talking about that and piggybacking off of it, I do think that's fascinating because now that I don't watch a lot of shonen these days, we all know that. But like I kind of watch it from a distance when Sam watches it, and I'm just like, I can't get into it
Oh, I
because
adore it.
no,
Sorry,
for
go
sure.
ahead.
I get it. But like Demon Slayer, huge inspiration from Bleach. You cannot deny that. Like it's basically Bleach, but
That's
like
crazy.
a little bit more historically like context.
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess.
Right,
Because, like,
like-
I've been watching Bleach, like, in the background a lot while Larissa's watching it. Like, and I'll pay attention here or there, ask questions. And it is essentially the same thing. It's, hey, these people have swords that can kill demons, and then the swords and the people have special abilities
Yep.
that they can use special techniques to help them kill the demons, too.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, okay, it's the same thing as Demon Slayer, I guess.
Which is why I think I can't get into it because I've already seen the concept, and I think Bleach does a pretty good job of, doing it. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm such a shonen lover. Oh God, it's my favorite. I'm such a sucker. The whole, like, my friends make me stronger. The power of friendship
Yeah.
and love makes me, I love it.
So great.
I got the
It
power
is
of God
good.
and anime on my side.
I just love it. It's so good.
No, it really is. And it's just interesting because One Piece is just still going on, but I do think it's interesting that like in this day and age back
You mean
when like
mid-piece?
Shut the hell up.
no, like the original like golden age of like anime, and I've even heard this just in general, the golden age even for just like shoujo and like all types is like 2006, like just generally speaking. That like a lot of those big series are coming back like 20 years later, and now we get to re-watch them again as like adults because like Bleach has its own series again, Naruto has Boruto right now, and then One Piece is just
We
One
kind of
Piece.
don't count it all that much.
No, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still like it came back from like it's been almost 20 years. It's pretty wild if you think
No.
about it from that way.
I have a question about Boruto
Yes.
for Steph.
Yes.
So, do you hate Boruto because it's not Naruto, because it's not what you grew up with, and
No.
it's different because it's for a new generation? Like, the people who, like, talk crap about Teen Titans Go all the time. Like, we watched Teen Titans growing up, and yeah, it was a pretty cool show, and it was very serious, and had, like, a lot of, like adult, storylines and context and stuff, but it was a cartoon about, superhero kids. And then Teen Titans Go is a completely different art style, completely different focus, primarily focused on comedy, not as serious. And people are like, it's the worst thing ever. How dare they try to recreate one of the greatest shows ever? And I'm like, it's just not made for you. It's not for you. You're 25 to 30 years old. Like, Teen Titans Go is made for an 8 to, 12-year-old,
No, I still am caught up to date with reading the Boruto manga. I love the manga. I really like the story. I think it's been really fun. There's a lot of new twists, turns. There's just different concepts with it. Now, is it my favorite thing on the world? No, I'm always gonna like, regular Naruto and ship it in a lot because it built up a huge story. And yes, I did grow up with it, but I do like, how that all turned out. But I think Boruto adds like just something different and expands upon different parts of the Naruto world and introduces new things. But I do like the characters, and like I said, I've been enjoying it. It's just I don't like the anime because, well, there's parts of the anime I like, other parts I don't like. There has been quite a bit of filler, so
I was gonna say
it's
that.
quite off-putting.
Do you think they
The 400
started...
episodes of filler of regular Naruto weren't off-putting?
Okay, but growing up with them, like Larissa said, when you don't know as a kid, like, what filler is, and that's just what you're watching, like, it's whatever. But when you're an adult, now you can skip it.
As
Right.
if, this is made for kids of a different generation. Naruto was made for you.
Yeah,
Right?
I was just going to ask Steph real
Yeah.
quick, just to interject. Do you think, because the big three shonens of whatever era, generally speaking, do have a lot of filler, but that's because the manga has become so popular that the anime industry's like, oh my god, we got to cash in on this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they started serializing the anime too soon?
With Boruto in particular, or just
Correct.
in general?
Yeah.
With
No, with
Boruto,
Boruto.
yes. I believe because it was coming out monthly.
Oh.
Now, it was only one chapter per month.
Oh,
is
that's
how
not enough, honey.
Exactly. And then they started an anime with it. You know, it had only been a couple months, and they're like, oh, time to start the anime, because they were trying to, I think, at least, you know, I haven't extensively studied this, but for my opinion, it was piggybacking off of, you know, Naruto ending. They're like, we need something, you know, right away. And hey, probably the plan is like, yeah, like, let's do Boruto. It just makes the most sense, which it does, right? You know, it's like Naruto's ended. We're going to, you know, start up a whole thing about his son. Like, that makes sense. But because the manga wasn't, you know, every week, which compared
which it normally is.
Yeah, that's 4 chapters a month, you know, a little more progression. It just did not have enough content. So there was a lot more filler involved, which the filler consists of more so like world building and character building, but it just felt a little off because it is just kind of like, let's make something, you know?
Right. I mean, it's writers, like, not writing on the original story, trying to come up with something that feels like it's part of the original story.
Yes.
So it doesn't quite work. It's like two different... It's like those, like, the symbolic, like, 2 wolves in your body, and they're fighting against each other sort of a thing. Like, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, basically.
Don't get me wrong. Some of the anime episodes in Boruto slap. They go hard.
Sure.
I'm not going to lie. I'm like, damn, that was cool.
Yeah, the best fight in all of the Naruto universe is in Boruto.
But I will say, like, I really have enjoyed the manga. I think that's just, you know, right to the point. It tells a story. You know, you don't get filler with manga, basically. So,
right.
But I think personally, what I would have liked to seen is after they ended Naruto is if they reanimated the original Naruto series. Which they actually are.
I was gonna say, aren't they doing that?
Yes, but I mean, I think they should have done that first and then started animating Boruto once they finished the original Naruto series, because then there's a lot more content. Because guess what? It's been like almost 2 years or so. I don't know, whatever. However long Boruto's been going on manga wise now, there's a lot more content. There's a lot more story, so that would make more sense for the anime then at that point. But you know, I'm not an animation studio in Japan. I can't make those decisions.
I get that. And
I will say, oh, sorry.
I was just going to continue on since...
Oh, I just had one quick thing about Boruto.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll say my only biggest gripe with it, like, I haven't really watched it all the way. You know, I've watched, I think, like, the first season of it. It's fine. I wish, like, all the characters looked different. I wish every single character looked different from the original Naruto series. They all look goofy or silly or dumb. Every single one.
They're very soft. Like, the lines are very soft and rounded in the anime. In the manga, it's a little more harsh, and the characters have a little more depth. I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the character
slight.
creation in general. Like, I don't know if that's in the manga, too. Like, the way they make certain characters, like, the way they grew up and looked. Like, I don't know. Just they all look goofy.
Oh, I mean, I think they look fine.
Well, anyway, so going back to what is considered a big 3, a big part of it is that they're all series from originally from manga that was issued in Shonen Jump. And so I think going back to that Bleach, I think the original manga release date was in the later 90s. So by the time the anime released, it already went through its first main big arc. And you can tell that in the anime that, like, oh, wow, this is really well paced. This is good. This is great. And then all of a sudden they catch up to the manga and you're like, oh, so now we have 2 seasons of just filler. I understand what's going on here. But anyway, going back to Shonen Jump, this is why Sam might have had some confusion about what that Dragon Ball was included in the big 3.
Okay.
So, according to this website, the golden age of Shonen Jump, the, manga magazine, its golden age was in the early 90s. And so the big 3 then would have been Dragon Ball, Slam Dunk, and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just kind of interesting.
Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho and Slam Dunk?
Yes.
Oh, Slam Dunk is
What
about-
huge.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying like I don't see Slam Dunk as a shonen. I guess it technically is. I was
Oh, it
thinking more
definitely
like
is.
wouldn't Sailor Moon fit better than Slam Dunk?
That's
That's-
a Magical
that's-
Girl series.
yeah.
It wouldn't be released in Shonen Jump. That's what.
Oh, specifically Shonen Jump.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, shonen's that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I get it now.
It's a very popular magazine where it released basically the best of the best at that time. Like if you were in Shonen Jump, you did something good.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because the equivalent of Shonen Jump would have been Shoujo Beat. So Sailor Moon would have been the big three of like Shoujo Beat. You know, fun stuff. Anyway, because unless you want to say something about Dragon Ball, Sam, because I really wasn't part of my generation growing up, and I think it was part of yours, sort of, but I feel like it was more along the lines of like someone from like Ben's generation.
Dragon Ball specifically, yes,
Right.
but Dragon Ball Z, like I was watching a lot of it as it came out in the 90s.
Sure.
I would like come home from school, go outside and play, and then I would come back right before dinner and watch the episode of Dragon Ball Z because I always thought it was interesting that, Toonami was a thing, which I thought was the greatest thing ever. And it had Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Inyuasha, Gundam, and Rurouni Kenshin, maybe?
Yeah, that's right.
And so I was like, oh, all this other anime stuff is for nerds. Anime's for losers, but Dragon Ball Z is a cartoon, so it's cool.
Oh God.
And, like, that's how I saw it. So, like,
That's
in
funny.
school, there was a couple kids who were, like, really big into Naruto at some point, or Gundam, or, I don't know, One Piece or whatever. And I was like, a bunch of losers. Like, I remember
That's really funny.
in grade school once, I found a baggie of video games, like Game Boy Advance games somewhere. I was out to dinner with like my aunt and uncle, and there was like a kids room at this like fancy restaurant where the kids could go and play while the adults ate dinner. And I found a baggie of video games, like a bunch of Game Boy Advance games, and one of them in there was a Naruto game. And I remember thinking, well, this is stupid. I don't want this. So I gave it to the kid in class who liked Naruto, and I never held on to it. Never played it once, never touched
That
it.
was nice of you. You probably made that kid's day.
Yeah, and then I beat him up for being different.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I probably was that kid. I mean, I shared with you literally my Naruto fan fiction that I wrote. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's true.
there was definitely, I wrote that during school when I should have been studying math.
So
Like,
if somebody came up to you and said, hey, I found this Naruto video game. Do you want it? You would have been like
yeah.
obsessed.
Yes, I would have been so in love. I literally, I remember in like 2007, I wore my Naruto headband to a baseball game once.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, stop. I mean, it's not worse than my friends like role playing as like different characters from the anime we were interested in at the time. Like I was Renji, but I think we also did this for like video game series, specifically like Kingdom Hearts. I never played them, but when you want to be a part of a friend group, you do what you can. And I was Zigbar.
What?
So, yeah.
What the heck's a Zigbar? What's that from?
It's a soulless character. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts is complicated.
The true nerds. The true nerds looking at Sam. Mr.
Yeah.
Fake over here.
Fake fan. I'm a fake
and
fan.
one more that I specifically remembering, and I did actually cosplay this. So I was Switzerland for Hitalia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've
Dude,
talked about it.
Hitalia.
You guys is Hitalia in the
Dude,
past.
my Hitalia phase was 5 years.
Yeah. But this isn't. We're not talking about Hitalia. We're talking about the big three
I know.
shonen. So side tangent.
It was
over.
a big 3 in my heart.
It's funny. No, but this time, now that I'm rewatching Bleach, and Sam and I are thinking about doing a con this time in the summer, I'm like, maybe I should do Renji this time. I've always wanted to be Renji. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go to which one
Don't
is it?
say it because it'll be very obvious to.
We don't want to be doxxed.
Ah,
If it's
the big
if it's
the
the
big
one,
con up by us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah,
to
so-
go.
Okay, yeah. If you and husband X want to go with us,
No, that'd be super fun because my husband's never been, and I've been meaning to take him to one. So that'd be super
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be a lot of fun.
and our other friends, Mr.
Q.
Mr. No, I was trying to think. Mr. Distillery and his and his wife Miss Book want to come too. They can,
Good lord.
She's gonna listen to this and be like, "Miss Book." I'm gonna get a message. I'm gonna get a message on like Thursday morning. Miss Book.
Well, Miss Book has a book tag too, so I don't think it'd be that offensive.
No, she's just gonna think it's funny.
But the other big three, like I said, I have been watching One Piece. We started One Piece exactly January 1st, so I know how long it's gonna take us. But sure. I've been having such a grand time. It's just been fun. I've been laughing a bunch. Like it's really fun, and I know a lot of people don't like actually going back to watching like that early 2000s animation because it is choppy. It's goofy.
It's
the
hard.
gags are silly. I've been having the time of my fucking life. I feel like a kid again, like watching it because it's just that I don't know. There's something so nostalgic about that style. But for me, like experiencing One Piece early on, I don't know. It's been so fun.
It is fun.
I mean, anymore.
I love it.
When Sam's been watching Dragon Ball, I feel like Dragon Ball and One Piece kind of have the same similar like vibe in terms of like goofiness, and I just can't do it. I can't do it right now.
It's so funny because Larissa's watching Bleach, and I'm like, okay, this is a very serious show. Like, there's some silly parts here and there, but like most of it's very serious.
It's very.
And then I'm watching. I went back specifically to watch Dragon Ball Z: The Majin Buu Saga because I remember the Frieza Saga and Cell Saga fairly well, and I'm like, you know what? There's parts of the Buu Saga I don't remember too well. So I went back and watched it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's very, very silly the whole time. And then there's like a couple of parts where it gets extremely serious, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it's like, haha, yeah, the guy made a fart joke. Pretty funny. And so now I'm watching Dragon Ball Super because I've never seen it. So
okay.
Well, rounding out that topic about what the old big three was, what do you think the current big three is? So I'm guessing we're going to say anything from like late 2010s to like now. What do you think the big three is right now?
I have mine, but well, actually, I have two separate ones, if that's okay.
Sure. But what do you think is like?
Six?
No.
Yes,
no.
I have six, but I have like ones that are like brand new, essentially,
right?
And then ones that are like
2010s.
From that 2010, forward.
No,
so like 2010 going forward, I would say the big three as far as like shonen specifically goes.
Yeah, something that would have been like Shonen Jump. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Black Clover.
See, I don't agree with Black Clover. I do agree with the first two, but
well, the only reason I'm saying that is because I almost feel like the other three would be like Jujutsu Kaisen has a season, and like season 2 just like wrapped up, so it's like very new. Chainsaw Man has a season, and then a movie's coming out this year,
right?
And it's very new, but it's also like everyone's obsessed with it. And then I would almost tie Demon Slayer into that as well, because it's like it only has 3 seasons. My Hero has like 6 or 7, and Black Clover has like 6 or 7. So My Hero, so like Demon Slayer's kind of in between, so it could go either way. But as far as like shonen go, like those are like the biggest 5 that I can think of right now.
I just don't think Black Clover is as popular as you think it is. Like, I really don't.
It is, though. I mean, it's in the shonen community, it is.
Yeah.
What do you think, Steph?
I think in terms of, it's hard because a lot of the times I see like it's hard to discern because I do see a lot of like fandom culture too, but that can also like skewer what actual like ratings are or like the popularity, you know, because if you're like a big fan, you're going to dedicate a lot of time and talking about it, so it's hard to determine. I still though feel like One Piece would be up there.
No, for sure.
Piece.
No, shut the
well,
heck
it's still
up.
It's not finished yet.
That's what I mean. I think there's still a huge following, huge hype. I think One Piece is still up there. I think Jujutsu Kaisen would be a definite one up there. And I would say Demon Slayer. I know My Hero, I know it had a big following.
It did.
But I feel like no one ever, to be honest,
it kind of dropped.
I feel like nobody talks about it.
Not
well,
anymore.
yeah, that's why I said from 2010 on.
Yeah.
I think you're okay with saying One Piece. However, I would almost say you could have a new big 3 from the old big 3 and say One Piece because it's got this huge, I would say there's a huge renaissance in it because like specifically with COVID, like a lot more people started getting into anime, but like it kind of just like blew up again because the creator was like, okay, we're actually going to finish it. There is going to be a One Piece. There is going to be an ending. And then they came out with Dragon Ball Super a couple years ago, and then they came out with Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War. So it's like, oh, these big three kind of all have resurgence, and like, so I mean, that's going to be huge as opposed to, well, I guess Boruto too, but people don't like Boruto, so that's what I'm saying. So like these three can almost have their own big three again, you know?
Right. Which is kind of what I said earlier, but I just wanted to know what you guys think of, like, who would have passed the torch on, quote unquote. And in this one website from the Otaku Encyclopedia says that for like anything past that original big three, the top contenders have been My Hero Academia, Haikyuu.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
Assassination Classroom.
I
It was huge. It was
had
big.
it had 2 seasons. That's
that
it.
doesn't mean that it wasn't had a big impact on the scene, and the manga could be longer. We don't know.
Anyways,
Black Clover and Kimetsu no Yaiba or Yiba. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not familiar
Isn't
with
that
that
Demon
series.
Slayer?
that's Demon Slayer.
Kimetsu
Oh,
no
is
Yaiba.
it? Why did they just say Demon Slayer?
Because people are pretentious.
Yeah.
Oh wait! Holy crap! No. The big three specifically are, I would say, Demon Slayer, My Hero, as far as 2010 forward, because of how big it was and how much of impact, and Attack on Titan. Completely forgot about Attack on Titan.
But is Attack on Titan shonen considered?
Oh, absolutely.
It could be. What's that other one? Jonah.
Is Attack on Titan shonen? Oh, it is.
I don't know
It is considered shonen. So yes.
Yeah, Attack on Titan is massive.
So it would be that then for a 2010 top 3.
I mean, but
Seinen,
personally,
that's
I would
the
put
word I was looking for. Sorry. Go ahead.
Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and
Oh,
Attack
there
on
is a
Titan.
big Reddit post to see, like, there's a whole debate.
Oh, it's huge. It's very controversial, and there's lots of heated battles. I was just kind of interested to know what you thought of what the big three was, Steph. So,
actually, I think it's High School DxD. I'm trying to think of other horrible animes.
Anime that we shall not speak of because it is age gated and restricted.
I can't think of any others. That's the only one I can think of.
No. But, okay, so to end the final big three conversation for at least anime today, let's get rid of the stipulation of it had to be in Shonen Jump. What do you think?
Stigma was right. Yeah.
Not really. Anyway, without the stipulation of having been in Shonen Jump, what do you think the biggest 3 anime overall are? So we're including shoujo, shonen, whatever has been produced in the Japanese style of cartoon animation.
Of all time?
All time.
But
I would
not
probably
in
say
Shonen Jump?
No, I mean, it
can
can
be
be.
also.
It doesn't have to be.
I
So
would say
anything that would have been in like Shoujo Beat or any other smaller serializations.
I mean, the Dragon Ball series, if you include Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z,
I
Dragon
would
Ball GT and
agree.
Super,
Yeah.
all of One Piece, and Sailor Moon, probably.
Yeah.
I'm tied because like I feel like both One Piece and Naruto have a pretty big following that's almost like the same. I feel like just the amount of people that have
That's
watched
true.
both
Yeah.
is almost tied for me. So
It's one circle.
Yeah,
Like they
that's
don't
fair.
overlap. It's just
That's fair.
one circle.
I feel definitely the Dragon Ball series. I think Sailor Moon definitely was a huge inspiration.
Absolutely.
But that third one is hard. I feel like it's either
Right.
like I feel like it's still like Naruto / One Piece.
I would say my backup would be Yu Yu Hakusho, Attack on Titan, and Naruto. I would say that's like because they're all so big and they're also like Yu Yu Hakusho pretty much like besides Dragon Ball set like the tone for like shonen anime. Naruto was just such a big inspiration to like kids as far as like getting into anime.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Attack on Titan's like is so massive right now. with it just ending and stuff. Like, everyone's still talking about it.
Right.
I will say Naruto, I feel like has a little more pop culture reference where like it's more so like featured like with rappers. I feel like they rap more about Naruto than they do like One Piece in a way.
That's true. Yeah.
But I will say this real quick because I looked this up because I was really interested. Attack on Titan, it is a shonen anime, but it's actually not associated with Shonen Jump.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Which I was like,
Interesting.
wow, I didn't know that.
Part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Shonen, to me, the definition just means anime for 13-year-old boy.
Well, you're not wrong. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
that
me, baby.
And Steph.
That's why that was the stipulation of airing in Shonen Jump because
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's not part of the conversation because it didn't,
And I think it
wasn't
was because it's too violent too, in a way.
What about you, Larissa? What is your big three?
One of my big three overall speaking, and I'm thinking from a global, experience because yes, Japan obviously is where it's birthed and originated, and a lot of the context for these shows you need to understand at some level Japanese culture. Like a lot of jokes, even for me who I've watched anime for a long time, I still don't quite understand, where I'm like, this is something Japanese specific that I don't know, and if I knew, this would be hilarious, but I just don't get it.
Right.
So I think that Sailor Moon is one of the big three. Dragon Ball and Pokemon. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't think. I never think of Pokemon as a anime.
Real anime, I know, but it really is, and that's how like ubiquitous it is. Like that's what people think about of like Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. They don't think of it as anime, really.
Wow.
They're just like, oh, it's that big cartoon show.
Yeah,
well,
I guess
it is, but like even you, Sam, said that you didn't think of it as anime, and I'm sure a lot of little girls watching Sailor Moon, they never went on to like watch anime in different forms, didn't think of it like that.
Wow, look at Larissa.
Yeah,
that was a good answer.
I guess my personal then is
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh, because that's what I watched as a kid.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
But no, it's just because that's what I watched as a
funny.
kid. And those to me were cartoons. That wasn't anime.
That's really funny. And it also, I guess that means, like, I wonder what someone in, like, a different part of the world would say, too, because I know specifically in Latin America, Saint Seiya is huge there. And, like, no one in, like, this part of the world talks about it, but, like, that would probably be considered the same level as, like, a Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball with how popular it was in that culture.
Interesting. Is that all you got?
Right. Pretty much, but does anyone want to leave any sort of last minute comments?
Yeah, I'll leave a review. 4 out of 5 stars to Shifting Tones. Pretty decent overall. Really handsome host and his 2 co-hosts. That's all I got. That's my comment. Yep.
All right, Steph. Any last comments there about the big three?
Ooh,
you want to close out on?
I'm probably now just gonna go watch One Piece.
Right, I know. I'm gonna start watching Bleach
We've
again
made
after
it.
this.
We've made it to like 85, episode 85. I think is where we're at.
Wow.
So we're getting there.
Let me know when it gets good.
That's no 135 over there. What are you doing? That took me 2 weeks to do. What are you doing?
Wow. Sorry, Larissa. I'm teaching the youth.
Hey, I went to work while I was sick, so you have no excuse. No, I'm kidding. You probably have had a life and doing other things other than literally trying not to die. So. Yeah. So I hope that was an interesting conversation for you guys. It was just something that I thought of while I was recovering from being sick, and let us know what your big three are. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to follow us, you can follow us on all of our social medias at Shifting Tones Pod. And if you want to follow any of our co-hosts on their own personal accounts, they'll give you their handles in just 1 second. So, Steph, want to give yours?
I am at Spiffy Steffi.
And Sam?
I'm at Spiffy Steffi.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
No, I'm kidding. Don't follow her. Follow me. At Sir Captain Sam.
And I'm at Larissa.Schaefer. So feel free to follow us. If not, that's cool. But make sure you subscribe to us here. And make sure you listen to our next episode. Because this is not the last. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.